Hi, I'm Dee, and you might know me from my offshore racing adventures. But for this 6-part video series, I'm switching gears and cruising in the beautiful waters of Croatia with the RYA and Sunsail. Let's get started. Sailing may be one of the oldest ways to explore the world, but the way we're doing it is changing. In this episode, we're taking a closer look at the tech that's transforming life at sea. From navigation systems to onboard controls, today's yachts are smarter than ever. We're finding out what's essential, what's helpful, and what might just take the pressure off when you're out on the water. Sailing's always been about skill, instinct, and reading the elements. But step on board a modern yacht and you'll find a whole new layer to the experience. So the question is, does technology enhance or risk taking away from the adventure? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Having instruments giving you the information is really good, but you can't be actually taking the opportunity to look up at your wind instruments, the telltales on the sail, and then looking out to sea at the wind and the waves and the weather ahead of you, so you can tell what's coming. If you're lucky enough to be on a boat with a skipper, don't miss out on the opportunity to ask questions and even get involved. You can help with the sails, you can steer the boat, learn to tie basic knots, and if you're enjoying this, then why not look at the RYA Competent Crew course to enhance your skills? Myrna, we're relying more and more on digital technology moving us forwards. What's your view on that? How reliable do you find it?
Oh, extremely. I love technology making my life easier. You have everything saved in the cloud if you're creating charts maybe in your tablet or your various applications. You can share it easily with the rest of your crew, or if you're tandem chartering with someone else. I do like the fact that I can look down on my instruments and not only up on my index. So yeah, I'm a fan.
And are you concerned about it letting you down? You know, that the fact that people come and rely heavily on it and they don't have the instinct to do it old school almost?
Well, you know, instinct is instinct. So after being on the water for a long time, you just know. And then if you see wrong readings that you just know are not correct, it doesn't happen a lot, but it can, bless it, it can happen always, can it not? So yeah, I do kind of expect that people actually know how to properly do it without then relying on a computer to actually park them in a boat. There's that as well, I've heard. I haven't tried it yet.
Well, it's in cars, so it's coming to boats, no doubt. I did notice we had a paper chart pack, and I know every boat has to have them. How do you feel about that? Yes, we get the updates on the electronics, but we're still carrying the paper charts. How up to date are they?
I just think people love paper charts. You know, I love paper charts. It makes me feel like, you know, important. You know, out of the movies when you're chartering your way across the ocean and it's just you and the charts. So I do like the charts.
It's quite nice for planning because you get the big picture.
Yes, and an overview, like approximately what you're going to be doing. And then when you get into details and proper passage planning, then obviously it is a lot easier on the digital.
Do you get asked about the updates on the charts, given that they're not new charts?
Well, thankfully, our coastline doesn't really change that much. So the islands are still where they were. But yeah, we do try to, at the beginning of each year, we get the updates from the Hydrometeorological Institute of Croatia. And then those changes that they have maybe made, we enter them into the paper charts as well.
On every chart in your whole fleet?
Well, I mean, we have to.
Wow. That is impressive.
Well, there's a lot of boats, but there's a lot of us as well. So it's okay.
So in your 10-year history with the base here and the boats and the system, what advances or what changes in technology have you seen come through? Because I know you're starting with a new fleet of boats as well, so there must be a lot.
There is a lot. In all honesty, I don't even know which part I should concentrate on because we have a big improvement in the boats and the boat equipment. Then we have a big improvement on how we are communicating to customers, and we also have improvement on how we're navigating. So For boats, I would say there's more and more. More and more every year, boats come with more and more things. Before you had an engine, you had your sails, great. And now, you know, if you're sailing out without a Wi-Fi, without a water maker, without a grill on board, autopilot, not even to mention. So it's not even considered luxury charter anymore, or premium charter, what we're wanting to do here. And ever since COVID, we started doing a lot of things online. So we now have virtual tours, virtual how-tos, online chart briefing that you can get. E-guides are online now. A lot of things are online. We even created a little QR code where all of the briefings are for each boat that are only available once you actually come to the base. So I do think it helps because you get that information in advance, and then before you were kind of like having to soak a lot of information in those 4 or 5 hours at the base. You know, you get to prepare 2 weeks in advance, you come in and you're already, you know, a lot easier.
You know what to expect.
Yes.
Another word of caution is don't rely on just one form of technology. Always have a backup. And the nice thing here is it's line of sight sailing. But even down to your weather forecast, you can get the information, but sometimes you just need to look at the sky and you can see it changing in front of you. I would suggest, to help with your confidence and to avoid you being overwhelmed by any of the modern tech on board, like autopilots and chart plotters, is to get a thorough briefing from the technician. That way you can relax and enjoy your holiday a little bit more. If you want to dive deeper into the skills and knowledge behind what you're seeing, RYA publications are a great place to start. From practical guides like the RYA Day Skipper Handbook to essential references on navigation, weather and passage planning, they're a brilliant way to build your confidence before you even step on board. Back at the Agana base, I caught up with Mario, one of Sunsail's boat technicians, to talk about the technology that keeps the fleet running and what happens when something goes wrong. So Mario, explain to me the technology that most boats have available.
So technology on these boats are really good. We have water makers, we have generators, also we have solar panels that charge the batteries and give us power all the time for 12 volts things on the boat like fridge, lights, small chargers for the phone. Also we have really good navigation system. We have BNG and Ray Marine. We have autopilot also. Thing that most people like is the electric winch, so they don't need to use hand. And that's it.
That's pretty comprehensive. So there's no need for the boats to be on a dock and plugged in?
No, when you are on anchor you can start your generator and you can use it for 220 volts on board, or you can start your air condition. But just when you are on your way, you can start generator because that can cause the problems, and also water maker only when you are on the anchor, and when it's not shallow water, you can start it.
And what do we do if it goes wrong? Like I could be sailing out of Viz Harbour, a long way away, and I've got a problem and I don't know how to fix it.
So we will give you a phone number that you can call 24 hours a day. And we will answer you. We will first try to deal that on WhatsApp video call. If not, in advance of 4 hours, we will come to you without speedboat and we will solve that problem for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So when I'm on holiday, I've got your number 24/7?
Yes.
You lucky boy. And that's a 4-hour commitment. There must be levels of confusion, mistakes happen. What issues do you see most often?
Most often we have problem that people start maybe generator or water maker when they are on their motoring, and sometimes that can cause the problems. Or on big wind they open Genova or mainsails and then they have problem with the stopper or lines. So we need to come there and change the lines or open the stopper, change the stopper.
Do you have the ability, I understand, to track some of the data on the boat so you know what's happening?
Yes, so we have system. It's called SailSense, and we can track the boats. So we can see the speed of the boat, battery voltage. That is a really good thing because sometimes we call them and tell the problems because they sometimes need to pay for that repair of the yacht and everything. But then when we call them and tell what they are doing wrong, then
So you can fix it before it becomes a
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly gives me a lot of confidence, all the work your team does, so thank you. It's been great to see the technology on board and how it all comes together out at sea. Whether you embrace every new feature or prefer to keep things simple, one thing's clear: understanding your boat is key to enjoying the journey. The discussion today fascinated me. Technology is always so divisive, but let's face it, the reason it's there is to make life easier and feel a little bit more efficient. I mean, there's no harm in knowing how to do things from first principles and old school, as it's termed. But really, on board these boats nowadays, we've got amazing technology that does make life so much easier. And you're on holiday, so why have all the stress? Just let it do it for you. So I'm all for having a relaxing holiday and letting the tech take the strain for me. For the final leg of our Croatian adventure, we're joining the Flotilla, a community of sailors, families and explorers, all heading in the same direction. Let's finish this journey in style. This is Cruising in Croatia.